Hi, everybody. Mrs. Norris here. So, I'm going to walk you through our activity, the 7 Principles of the Constitution poster. So, you'll be creating a digital poster with this project. Let's look at the know, understand, and do. So, after this activity, you should be able to better answer the question, how much power should the federal government have, and what should the government do? So, after the American Revolution, the founding fathers or the writers of the Constitution were tasked with the responsibility of shaping a new government, and they really wanted to avoid giving too much power to a single person or group of people because they had just ended a war to gain independence from Britain. They didn't want to have to try to seek independence from a new government. So they really had to structure it in a way that was going to balance power between the people and the states and the federal government itself. So that's what the Constitution does. Okay. I want you to understand that the framers of the Constitution constructed a new system of government, and these 7 principles supported their efforts. To picture how these principles work, imagine 7 building blocks, and together they form the foundation of the United States Constitution. So the 7 principles that you are going to be researching in this project are the building blocks of the Constitution. Every law that was written into the Constitution takes these 7 ideas in mind before it's written. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to research the 7 principles of the Constitution, and then hopefully by the end you'll be able to explain what each of them means, and you'll show your understanding by creating a digital poster as a visual representation of what you have learned. So you can see here all of the things that your 1-pager is going to need. And again, it's a 1-page poster. I'll show you where you're going to do that in a moment. You need to have a title. So your title is going to be the 7 Principles of the Constitution with your first and last name. Please make changes to the font style and color. It is something that I want to be reflective of your individuality and your style in this project. And then make it the focal point of your poster. So putting it in the top center will do that. Now for each of the 7 principles, which again, I'm going to show you what they are in just a moment, I want the name of that principle, a brief explanation of what that principle means, what article or articles of the Constitution are written into the Constitution where this principle can be found and explained, a picture to represent the principle, and then again, we have changes to the font style and color. Okay. Be creative. Please don't hand in a black and white poster that just uses the default font and doesn't include any pictures. If you're going to use an interesting background, that's great, but fill in your text box color so I can see your text. Okay. If you're going to use a dark background, make sure that you use a light colored text. And if you use a light background, use a dark colored text. But always make sure I can read your text. If I can't read it, then I can't grade it. So I've provided you with a list of resources, including the textbook version of the 7 principles, and then some YouTube videos, and then the 7 principles of the Constitution, a very simple breakdown of each principle, where you're also going to find the articles. And then each principle individually, I've tried to find a website where you can find out more. So you shouldn't have to do any kind of outside research. So the 7 Principles of the Constitution poster, you can see we have a preview of the document that you'll actually be working on. So I'm going to go ahead and open that document. And again, we have our learning goals, our know, understand, and do, our resource tools, so the resources that you can use to research, what each poster is going to need, and then you're going to be submitting your poster on Padlet, which I'll show you how to do in a moment, and then your space here on slide 6 is where you are going to be creating your poster. So the 7 Principles of the Constitution, as you can see on the front of your document, are popular sovereignty, republicanism, federalism, separation of powers, checks and balances, limited government, and individual rights. So these 7 ideas are what the Constitution focuses on in the laws that it outlines within its articles. So these are incredibly important for us to know and understand, which is why we are researching them. They impact us on in our daily lives because they have such a large impact on the Constitution. So for this project, what you're going to do on this blank page is you're going to use your editing tools and Google Images. So I'm going to just go there now. Okay. To create this visual poster.